Hey, this is Monica with King's Titan Homestead, and this is the next step in our series of equipment purchases for before you become a beekeeper. Just things that are recommended or not recommended, and maybe this is something that might be beneficial to you even after you're a beekeeper. And if you have questions about a certain style of bottom board. So basically this is the bottom board. This is a landing for the bees, and they would go into this as their entrance. This is an odd one. If you notice, it's thicker on this end and it slants downward on that other end. That's because this bottom board goes to a flow hive. So if you have this kind of weird, you picked up maybe some used equipment or something, and you see this and you're going, what the heck is that? This is for a flow hive. But without that, if it's just completely flat with this screen in it, basically it's called a screened bottom board. Very simple. You will get an insert. Some of the inserts have these really neat, like a graph. I'm having brain fart, excuse me. I don't remember the word I'm looking for. But anyway, it's so that you can do mite counts, or you can look at mites, and you can regulate or monitor for mites per square inch. But one of the other things is, I just want to talk about, let's say maybe you did purchase it used, or something happened to yours and you can't find it. What is this stuff? Do you recognize it? Whenever there's an election for anything, there is these signs up on every street corner. And if in our area here in Tucson, probably 20 to 30 of these. I think it's such a waste of energy and money. We don't need to see a sign on every corner about vote for me. But anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. They make great inserts to go into your screened bottom board. And basically, once you put the insert in, now you have a solid. So by doing this, though, what happens is on these screen bottom boards is that the mites can drop through the screen, and then you can do your mite count. This is nice. But the other thing that happens is some of the debris, etc., that falls through the hive gets down in here and gets trapped. And this is a spot for wax worms to start to multiply. So you just want to be certain that if you have this kind of style of bottom board, that you just pull this out and clean it every now and then. And like I said, if you want to replace it, don't spend money. Let's go cheap here. Let's just reuse and recycle all those vote for me signs that are everywhere after elections. So hey, that's going to be coming up. If you need some, get yourself a stock. After, of course, don't be stealing people's signs. But anyway, solid versus screened. What's going on there? There's debates all over the internet. You're gonna find everybody with an opinion, like why it's good, why it's not good. Basically, we're here in southern Arizona, and that's what I'm going to talk about. People are concerned that if you have a screen bottom board, that it interferes with thermal regulation inside the hive, and usually that's around 93 degrees, plus or minus. But you don't want it to get too low or too high. So how are you going to be helping the bees with their thermal regulation? By using a screen bottom board, and pulling this insert out, are you allowing a better airflow for during the extreme heat that we have here in southern Arizona? Or are you interfering with too much air? And so basically evaporative cooling does need air, but with my theory is hot air rises. So I actually put my vents on the top, but this is just my personal opinion or my personal preference. What works for me right here might not work for somebody just 5 miles down the road. So when you hear or you see people with all these different varying opinions, it's because that opinion works for them at their apiary or in their backyard, at their one or hive. Or maybe you've got a beekeepers, that have 3,000 hives, and they like solids, or they like the screen bottom boards instead, or screen migratory pallets. Basically, it's very difficult to give you an answer on this. I would say if you were gifted a screen bottom board, use it. Just, just be, just be conscious that you're trying to assist the hive in regulation. But if the bees are doing something that you're like going, whoa, they're constantly propolising this screen up, I keep on having to clean it. No, if the bees are constantly propolising it up, they don't like it. Same thing goes with screens that you place anywhere. If they're propolising it, there's a reason. They just don't want that airflow. So the bees will actually assist you in determining what you need. We also have many beekeepers across the United States, and especially one great one here in Phoenix. He's a veterinarian, Dr. Jock Rawls. He has hive monitoring equipment. I don't have that kind of stuff. And basically he says he sees, that it's okay to use the screen bottom boards. He doesn't see a problem with it. So basically, if you have a really great healthy hive, large community of bees in there, you got that 40,000, 60,000, even 100,000 bees in there. You've got the correct number of foragers going out to gather water. You have the correct number of bees internally in order to do the fanning, the evaporative cooling of the hive. If you have a large, healthy hive, you really don't have to do much to assist them with thermoregulation. They got this. So to sum it up, whether you believe that this screen bottom board assists with thermal regulation or not, or if you just want to go with a solid bottom board, we're going to talk about like airflow within the hive in some future, but this is just about being prepared and getting ready for your hives. So the equipment, this is just personal choice here. You can, if your kit comes with a screen bottom board, use it. If you got a solid, use that. If you want to experiment in your backyard and you have two hives, use one solid on one hive, use a screen bottom board on the other, and determine what it is that you personally would prefer in your hives, or what your hives would prefer in your location. And just listen to the bees. Thanks for joining me. My next is going to be talking about different boxes, the deeps, the mediums, and the different setups that you can utilize if you have some issues with like back trouble, if you're maybe not very strong in the arms and you need to go with where you don't have to lift something very heavy, some different equipment options for you. And that's going to be my next video. So like and subscribe, share if you can. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.